So I think that's the one message really key, or one of the key messages is start making those small steps, small decisions, and
Yeah.
it's a longer journey, But in my career in procurement and as a consultant, so what I found made a big difference for me was exercise in the morning. Getting up early in the morning, that's something I stand by massively to make the day happen the way you want it to. Take control of the day as opposed to just rolling out of bed just before work or just before uni or whatever, where you're not prepared. You kind of don't even want to be there 'cause, you've been hitting your snooze button and things happen to you in the way you don't want, but it doesn't have to be that way. Take control of the day. So I started doing a little bit of exercise probably around about 97, 98. I just go to, I found going to in fact, it was a Marriott hotel in Swansea. I used to live on the marina, so I used to go there and just have a little bit of a swim, just do 10 minutes on the bike, a little bit of strength and conditioning. But what I was finding was by going in there and also using the sauna and steam room as well, getting in there for 6 or 6:15 in the morning, I was loving it, spend an hour in there. So you're not thinking about work too much. You get up thinking about that nice environment and it was the cardio, it was getting the blood flow. It was bringing my mind alive, and actually, I was getting great ideas. I was able to think about the day ahead, how I was going to plan it, how I was going to approach it. So when I went into work, I'd walk through the door, and many people there, not criticizing anybody for a second, but they just kind of rolled out of bed, didn't want to be there. But I was ready to go. I was on fire. I was up early. I was prepared. Um, and that was equal on a Monday morning as well. I was ready to go. And I was only doing like 10 or 15 minutes on the bike, but that really worked for me. And that's a key component that accelerated my career in terms of the consultancy and all the different things I did. And it's like a superpower. But I wasn't going into work telling people I was getting up at 6, telling them I was going to the gym. Nobody knew what I was doing. I might mention I was going to the gym, but I didn't talk about it. I'm a firm believer in actions speak for people, not what they say. Lots of people will say things, but it's doing really, and people will see the benefits from the outcomes of your actions, in the work environment and things that you achieve. So yeah, and that sort of 10 or 15 minutes on the bike would evolve to maybe 20, 25, doing a little bit of a swim. And interesting enough, I would run as well, but I had a knee problem. So this is later in my career, I had to wear special shoes, with padding as well to help. But and this is when I was going to the gym. So what I started doing, well, okay, what about swimming then? So I started swimming and cycling. So don't let something happen in your life and say, I can't continue anymore. I'll stop doing that. I
Yeah,
found
you're
another
finding
way.
alternatives
Yeah,
to
always
keep.
find another way.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
honestly. So yeah, in answer to your question, Deb, so Ironman, seriously, doing Ironman is just a byproduct of doing exercise in the morning, small habits. When I talk about small habits compounding, that's a brilliant example of just doing like 10 or 15 minutes on the bike, and that was it in the morning, taking it easy, to doing a full Ironman many years later.
Well, it's this sort of concept of mind, body, soul. The three areas of us as human beings, of human entity, if you
Mm,
like. You're talking about, energy a lot of the time, that has to work in for your mind to work really well so that you're on it, you're ready for work, you're ready for the game, you're ready for whatever, you're ready to start. And the body energy is about keeping the motivation going to keep going. If you can't do that because of an injury, then you keep going. And then the soul is, I guess, that deeper sort of emotion of happiness, of
yeah.
finding that you really, really love it because everything's working well.
Mm,
And so you're happy. And then it's that sort of continuous spiral of that, really, isn't it?
mm,
Backwards and forwards.
mm,
You're happy, so your body's happy, so you're happy.
mm,
It's just everything sort of works that way, doesn't
mhm.
it?